and feel a connectiveness between you, and also have what I would call thoughtful conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Not accusatory, not judgmental, but something that is letting that person know that their feelings are important to you and that you would like them to listen to what you'd like to share, and then after you're done sharing, you really want to know what they're feeling. I think you have to enroll them in a very, very gentle way, energetically.
And that
Cause heart
helps to
open.
raise the other person's energy and feelings.
Well, you know, if you're sleeping next to someone at night and they're tossing and turning and they have a lot of anxiety,
right,
and you've just finished meditating and you're peaceful and you're ready to get into bed and have a really wonderful night's sleep, they're tossing and turning and their anxiety is bleeding into your field. So what I would do with a partner is say, this is not my responsibility, but I would like to bring it up and acknowledge that this is what I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're feeling? Yes. Okay, this is some of the things that I think that we could do or that you could do that would make this better, because as long as they're tossing and turning, you're going to get depleted.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So maybe your partner has got a lot on his mind that he's not talking about, and your frustration is if he just open his heart and trust you and talk about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's all about communication. And what about, what would you say about snoring? I just go in the other room.
Oh, snoring. I love this. Snoring. You have choices with snoring. You can get earplugs. You can talk to your partner about a visualization for them. You know, for most people, it is actually a medical problem, and they can go to a doctor and have a doctor guide them. To me, it's not getting enough breath into the lungs. And this is emotional. When somebody's really snoring really, really bad, it is an emotional problem.
That's interesting. Okay, now we have another question here. Your name, please, and your question.
Hi, I'm Shelley. Hi, Badeish.
Hi.
You talked about seed cycles, and my question is related to negative seed cycles. Can they be changed? Can they be stopped?
Yes, they can.
And how?
Well, I believe that what happened with Princess Diane was a seed cycle, but my God, the hearts opened all over the world. I mean, I wept in front of the television set. I stopped watching it after a while. You know, I only want to expose myself to something to a certain extent, and we're all like that. We need to make a conscious decision how we want to be exposed to something. But that opened the heart and changed literally the heartbeat of the earth. So we can change. We can change the cycles that are magnetically around the earth.
Respect to like wars and the, you know, those types of things.
That's a really good example.
Here's a power of prayer. I do know that Greg Braden, you can go on his website. It's going to be listed at the end of the show. And he does have a program where people on specific dates get together all over the world, make a commitment to pray at a given time. And they're doing measurements and they're watching how this is making a difference in the world. I do believe in the power of prayer.
Greg Braden.
Greg Braden.
Oh,
We have some information at the end of the show, we might
Yes.
say. So people, get your papers and pencils ready. We're going to give out
That's right.
a lot of good information at the end. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we have another person here with a question, and your name first.
Hi, my name's Fawn. Hi,
Hi,
Badeish.
Fawn.
My question is, could you share with us some tools if you are having some problems sleeping? Is there any kind of grounding that could be done in the bed?
Yes, there is.
Could you share that with us? Please?
First of all, it's a matter of breathing through your nose and starting at the top of your head and going down and in sections, you know, from the top of the head to the eyes. A lot of people forget about how much tension they're holding in their ears and their jaw. So you're bringing this relaxation down. I use the color of cobalt blue. Cobalt blue really relaxes the nervous system, specifically for going to sleep and deep, deep rest or deep receptivity. But when I'm using the color of electric blue, that is representing the God force itself. So when you're relaxing and got it all the way down to your toes, you can turn on a halo around your head. And remember that here you are in the bed and you're turning something that goes behind your head. It's operating etherically so that you could see that. And it's going to be turning around clockwise. And as it spins, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger to where it starts moving as a light starting around your head, gets bigger, and it's a bigger circle, gets out about 2 feet, and then it slowly starts moving down your body. By the time it gets to your feet, one, you should be asleep. Second of all, there's a sound. You imagine the most beautiful heavenly sound coming through the hum of the movement of that expansion on that halo. I like to make my halo the color of a silvery blue, something that's very soothing and very, very relaxing. But it works.
Thank
works.
you.
Do we have any more questions? I have a question. Speaking of color, can you paint your room a color, and that would, make you feel good too?
Yes, actually, the shades of green that are the more pale spring tones are very calming for the nervous system. But you'll find that children are more interested in working with colors on their walls that are orange. They want purple, they want red, and those colors are colors for us that our nervous systems would respond negatively to.
But the children, they don't respond. No, it's okay.
No, they don't.
I can't imagine sleeping in a red or an orange room.
Well, institutions, how they found out about orange and red is institutions were painting some of their rooms those colors, and people would get more manic, more upset, more angry, and that's how they went to cooler colors in institutions.
What color is a vibration? So
what color is vibration?
Color is vibration, so it makes sense.
That's right.
It makes sense. We talked, when I left you to go to the audience, we talked about journaling, and we talked about the world's going through a transition, and the symptoms of transition. Some people are getting dizzy or just not being grounded, and that's why we're talking about grounding.
Well, how many of you have walked through a doorway and just sort of not made it quite through?
What do you mean by that? You mean
well,
they
you bump
their,
it. You bump your shoulder.
I
mean, to the point where you feel like you've lost your balance. Like
I do that
the
all
earth
the time.
Moved, like the earth moved underneath your feet.
I just thought I was clumsy.
No, that's pretty much one of the symptoms also, is that you'll be looking out at something and you'll see things in your peripheral vision. You'll actually see things sort of watery. I had that for 2 days last month where I would look out and I had to bring my husband outside and I said, "Are you seeing this?" And it just felt watery. And I have a forest, so I had a scene to look out upon, and it was really wild to see something I'd never seen before. And then 2 days later, it was gone.
So people get confused. A lot of other things that can happen to you while you're...
Well, there'll be, and I do this myself, I'll be trying to think of a word, and the harder I reach to get it, the further it moves away. And so what you do is you just start organizing yourself and taking notes. I think keeping yourself organized right now is very, very important. Thinking about when you're going to need to be really active, and those times where you can set aside time for relaxation and enjoyment and being happy and doing some things that make you happy. I've had a lot of women come to me and ask me to run classes on how to play. And I was shocked that women in their 30s are forgetting how to play. I mean, I can understand it with girls my age that are, in their 60s. But I always knew in my heart that if I lost how to play, that I lost a part of my soul. So whenever you get a chance to be silly and play and be with your friends, I would tell you, go out there and do that, because what? It raises the vital life force.